what good are the Mets top pitchers if the Mets can't have any sort of legitimate hitting? They're worthless. That's the problem. So all this hype of having Syndergaard and DeGrom, they're useless if they have no regular bats in the lineup to support them. So my whole is true.
Is Conforto now, in your mind, a bum for his career? He's going to be a bum for his whole career?
No, Conforto's having a very down year.
I didn't ask you that. See, that's not how you see. Here's the thing you're doing, Jason. You don't look at your team based on the fact. Here's what you have to decide about Conforto. Is he a player or is he not? Are they everybody wrong about him, or are they right about him and he's having a bad year? Or are they wrong about him? Are guys that you've heard, like Steve Valentine or Keith Hernandez, who said this guy can win a batting crown, are they wrong about him? Or are they right about him? That's the question you have to answer. Not always having a bad year. We all know that. That's what we're watching. The question is, as they look to the future, do you give up on him or do you believe in him? That's the question you have. That's what they get paid to answer. That's the question. You're avoiding that question. That's the question you have to answer. It's that question.
And trade away one of the pitchers so we can have a lineup.
Again, listen, you know what? You might not have a lineup like the Yankees ever. You might not have one. You might not be built that way. You see, right now, they are saying, we have the pitching, we're going to try and do it that way. To do it the other way is going to take you years and years. To do it this way, they might be wrong. I can say they probably will be, but they have a shot to do it that way. They could be. I can give you a scenario where things can work next year. That I can give you. But it's got to include them adding some new offensive players. That is a given. That can't, the mistakes of this year, they brought in Bruce. I did not kill them for bringing in Bruce. I thought Bruce played well when he was here last year. I thought Bruce had a good year last year, 36 home runs and 100 RBIs. When Bruce came back, I thought he put up good numbers. The guy is not even worthy of being in the lineup. That's how bad he is. You can't have Cespedes hurt, Bruce 0, Conforto next to nothing, and think you're going to win. It's not going to. That's your three best hitters. It's not going to work. Now, do we need to spend some money? Yes. Listen, if they give people no offense, if they give them nothing in changes, no one's going to go to the park. That's a given. A complete given. No one's going to go to the park. I think they got to be bright enough to know that, and that means they have to go out and they have to make some moves to bring in some players. Now, you're saying they can't trade for players. I understand that. They're going to have to purchase some players. If they're going to keep their pitchers, they're going to have to purchase some players. Mo in Jersey, what's up, Mo?
Mike, how you doing?
What's happening?
Good. I have a question. A couple of years ago, before the Mets went to the World Series, they had a really good farm system, right?
Very good pitching. They didn't have a great farm system.
Right, but they had some young players coming up, really good pitching. So I'm just thinking that everybody wants the Yankees to, get the star pitcher and give up all the prospects. We'll end up just like the Mets. I mean, how can we fault, if that's the right thing to do, then you can't fault the Mets for not having a good farm system. And the same thing the other way.
No, you lost me. Go back again. The Mets, go back.
The Mets, they wanted to make a run for the World Series. They traded a lot of prospects to get some players, to get Cespedes, right? They got a couple of good players.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Yankees are going to do the same thing, then in 3 years they'll also have a shell of a farm system, and we'll all be hating on the Yankees.
Well, maybe not. If they replenish it, the Mets haven't done a good job of drafting and adding players. Where are their young players? Where are their kids?
But where were the Yankees kids all the years that the Yankees?
Well, the Yankees decided to do it a different way in recent years because they did not think you could not build completely through free agency anymore, and they made it about face, and they went and they got younger, and they went and they developed talent, which was a good idea.
But if you trade that, then you're back to square one, and they'll have no farm system, so they'll be for a year and a half, 2 years.
You're not back to square one if you replenish it. You're not back to square one. If it's something you're doing and you're always replenishing it, you're not back to square one. Players get older. You have to keep adding people to the pipeline. Young talent is how you continue to do that. If you're not adding good young talent, then that's a problem. The idea is to add good young talent. That's what Omar's job is now, to put young talent in the pipeline. Anthony in Stony Point, what's up, Anthony?
I agree with you 100%. Ken Rosenthal made a really good point the other day.
What was that?
On MLB Central, saying how, the Mets farm system, the pitching is okay, but as far as like an everyday player, it's not there.
It's awful, yes.
And the bottom line is, I'm not going to lie, going into the season, with a healthy pitching staff, and if Bruce and them were having the years they were having, then that's their team.
No, they had, but they had every... Listen, here's the one thing you've known. When Cespedes is in the lineup, they win. They win.
They should carry a team for a month.
He always has. And they've got a good record. They've got a good record when Cespedes plays. But Cespedes, now he doesn't play. So, clearly they put a lot in Cespedes' basket. They did. And the one thing about, that's why I said at the start of the season, when I did that preview, I said I thought Cespedes was as important to his team as anybody was to their team in baseball. Because they need him to be there every day. It doesn't work when he's not there. It does not work for them when he's not there. And it clearly doesn't. Now, I don't know what Bruce is doing. I have no idea. I can't explain Bruce. And listen, the Mets have to make a decision, a real decision about Conforto. Is he the real deal or is he not? They need to get rid of some dead weight. It's time for Jose to go. It's time for Cabrera to go. It's time to get some kids. Hopefully they got a couple of kids that can help. I don't know if McNeil can help and Alonso can help or not. I have no idea. But they need to go out and they need to get some young players. They need to go out and get some players, whether it's, when I say they're not trading the ground, it doesn't mean they're not trading anybody. They might make a trade in their organization. I don't know what they... And again, they might be able to do something on a small level. See, sometimes little trades can make a difference with teams. Everything is not always about a big player. Sometimes you go get a kid and the guy becomes a player. It happens. They are woefully weak in their everyday lineup right now. Do I think Rosario is a guy you can't play? I think he can play Rosario. I don't think Rosario's that bad. I really don't. I think he looks bad here because you're looking for anything from this team. But for him, at the bottom of the lineup with his power, his speed, he's not terrible. He's hitting 240, he gets up to 250, 60. He's not terrible for a young player. Brian Staten Island, what's up, Brian?
Mike, what's going on?
What's up?
Next man, I want to make a point about you. Real John, I totally disagree with that. Probably, anything only 2.9 for you. I want to get your opinion.
Do you have a contending team or not? That's the question. And whether or not you win in a given year, a lot of things are wrong. But do they have a team that can contend? That's the question. And I think right now, this team this year will be a team that has a good chance to contend. I think this is going to be a contending team.
I hope you're right, Mike, because if they don't contend, we'll win, and I think we're the huge left out by not taking Donald. That's how we had our time.
Not everybody, listen, I had been told the Giants like Donald. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, I don't know. I was told they did. Smoke screens when it comes to the draft. You don't believe everything you hear. Big Donald guy. I think Donald reminds me of Roethlisberger. That's what he's always reminded me of. He does some really good things. I like the way he can keep plays alive. He's very good at that. He's very good at throwing on the move. I think he can be he's a little mistake prone. That's Roethlisberger's been at a lot of different points in his career. I think he has a chance to be a really good player. I just think what happened to him was he didn't have as good a year this past year, and people got a little down on him. And everybody wants to pick every quarterback apart. That's the way this works now. Everybody tries to pick the guy at the top of the draft apart. And they try, he's got this, he's got that, he didn't do this, he doesn't do that. Well, instead of telling you what he does do, they tell you what he doesn't do. And right now, you're starting to hear people rave about him. Well, listen, they haven't even scratched the surface yet. But he's going to command that team. His teammates are going to love him. They're going to realize what he is, and the guy that they can win with makes such a difference. Having the quarterback in place. Last year, as an example, I remember people said I was crazy when I said I'd give up 2 number 1s for Garoppolo. I never even blinked about giving up 2 number 1s for Garoppolo. Since then, you've heard that Belichick said he was one of the 10 best players in the league. And in San Francisco already, they treat him like he is a god. That's how good they think he is. They think he isn't good, they think he's special. Went in last year, won all those games, but more than that, they think he's special. They now think they have a special player again. Now, when you can get a special player at that position, everything changes. Everything changes for your organization. And that's why a guy like that is worth his weight in gold. And that whole situation, which may come back to fraction the Pats, because, listen, their hand was forced there. There's nothing they could do. They didn't Garoppolo, they tried to get him to sign a contract. He wouldn't do it. They had to get something for him, so they took a second-round pick for a guy that was absolutely worth anything. Because you can't get guys like him. And then he comes in and what is he doing? Wins every game he plays it. And now they are raving about him in San Francisco. Raving. They got the real thing. Bobby in North Arlington, what's up, Bobby?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
What's happening?
If you take a look on the Borgata's Instagram page, they put up a post yesterday with Dr. J in it that says that they're taking action at 3 windows on sports now. I don't know if anybody brought that up before, but...
Yesterday, the governor, 2 days ago, when the governor was on, he said you could wager at the Borgata.
Okay, I'm interested in how they don't have 3 windows.
I don't know how they're doing it. I'm not that familiar with the Borgata. To be honest with you, I've never been there. But the governor did mention that the Borgata was open for business.
Yeah, I'm told they've been doing it out of the race book for now, and they'll probably expand.
They're taking sports bets out of the race book?
Yes.
Is that what they're doing? Okay. Ruben in Queens, what's up, Ruben?
Hi, Mike. 2 things. Number 1, I go crazy about this trade with Garoppolo. How can New England do this? I don't understand.
What do you mean, how can they do it?
I mean, how do you get this guy up for no less than the number 1 pick?
Because they were going to lose him.
What do you mean by losing him?
He was going to leave.
Oh, you mean he was a free agent?
Yeah, he could leave, yes.
Oh.
And they offered him a lot of money as a backup. They offered him they offered over $12 million a year to be the backup quarterback.
Okay.
And he would have signed, and he also was represented by the same agent as Tom Brady had. And that's why there was an accusation that Tom wanted him out of the team.
Right. And one more thing, Mike. I saw this yesterday with somebody from ESPN.com saying that Kawhi Leonard does not want to play for San Antonio, and his number 1 landing spot is the Los Angeles Lakers.
What does that mean?
No, they got a shot here. If you can get LeBron, Kawhi.
What is it? How do you know that means LeBron's going there?
Hey, 504, at least you're watching.
LeBron's going.
I don't know where LeBron's going. I have no idea where he's going. And I don't know that he's going to the Lakers. I don't think that team's that good. I don't think that team's that good. I wouldn't go there if I was LeBron. I don't think it's that good. I don't think it's good enough to win.
I said if you can get 2 stars with him.
Well, listen, how are you going to get all these guys under the cap?
No, they got 2 already.
Ruben, you're playing pie in the sky here. You don't know if they can get him under the cap, nor do I. You don't know what kind of money you're talking about. We don't know who's going where. I don't know. I never have told you 1 minute that I know where LeBron is going. Not 1 minute. I have no idea what his plans are. None. Zero. Nor does anybody else. I mean, I've seen 17 speculations about where he's going. I have no idea where he's going. Is he going to Philadelphia? There was rumors he was going to San Antonio.
That's right. I should not read and drive. I'm a bad boy. That state trooper on the right will pull me over if I do.
Teams they got him going to. So I'm some people have him staying. I don't know where I have no idea what he's doing. I'm going to sit back and watch it. I don't know if anybody else. He hasn't told anybody. a place where he can get good enough that he can compete. I don't think he wants to go back, drag another team to the finals and lose again. I think he's had enough of that. Why do you want to go back where, you can score 51 points with Gilbert? I mean, that's as bad as it gets. Chris and Madeline, what's up, Chris?
Yeah, Michael, regarding the NBA, it seems they have a great product, but there's a problem with the parity. And, you could say with a high degree of certainty that, give me a few teams, they're most likely going to be in the
It's always been that way in the NBA, though. It's always been. Well, go back and look at it, trace it. Bill Russell played in the championship. He won 11 in 13 years.
Right. Well, to the last part, Carl's point, now, I understand, and I believe LeBron is the one person that knows what he's doing. I don't even know if his camp really knows.
I have no idea. I mean, maybe somebody knows, but I don't know who it is. I mean, I have no idea what he's doing.
Maybe. But my point is, with the Kawhi Leonard story today, it could shake up the balance. I think it could put another city in play to have a team that, it's not your same Cleveland, Warriors, Rockets, Spurs, kind of, top 6, top 7 teams, if that. And it could shake things up if things go a certain way. Because Leonard, if you believe he's healthy, and I don't know it when on in San Antonio, but this guy's a top-tier player. He can take a franchise.
With help.
Well, I guess with anybody.
Well, no, wait a second. No, it doesn't have anything to do with anybody. LeBron can do it by himself. He's proved that. I mean, he could be the only star on the team and get the team to the finals. There's nobody else who can do that. He's done that numerous times.
I've never seen that other than LeBron.
He's the only guy he does it by himself. So
Listen, if I had to drive I-4 every day on my commute, I probably would kill myself.
with Houston, because how does he play? Exactly how does he play with Paul and Harden? How do they play together? I don't see
Are you
it.
talking Leonard here?
No, I'm talking LeBron.
LeBron? Well, LeBron,
Who's playing off the ball? Who's playing off?
As 13, Lopez was already in the custody of Homeland Security investigators for being in the U.S. illegally. Sonia Rincon, 10-10 wins in Mineola. Wins News Time 431. From the Ram Trucks Traffic Center, here is Greg Rice.
We're looking at this on the Jam Cam northbound FDR Drive at 79th Street. They've got a tow truck there right now. They're hooking up a broken down minivan, but they've got the right lane knocked out. So you're slow from the 20s on up and in the Harlem River Drive. A crawl from the 120s. West Side Highway northbound slow from the Intrepid. Southbound crawls to the George. Again from the 90s to the Lincoln. The New Jersey side of things, we've got a whole lot going on with the Turnpike. We'll start with the Newark Bay Extension westbound side, getting over past the Newark Bay Bridge. A wreck in the left lane loads you up back towards interchange 14B at least. New Jersey Turnpike northbound Eastern Spur near 15-8. You've got a wreck. 2 lanes are knocked out. Southbound Western Spur right now is bad. Southbound Eastern Spur also loading up out of the Vince Lombardi service area. The road is both bad for you. And then the southbound Turnpike slows into Elizabeth because of earlier trouble in the truck lanes. Garden State Parkway, earlier wrecks are gone, but not the brake lights. Southbound slow from Paramus, again from Glenridge all the way down to Kenilworth. Northbound slows from the Colonia service area up to exit 145. Then the escape route to the shore. Southbound Parkway slow out of Strathmore all the way down through the area of 195. And then you're heavy from right around Route 70 all the way down through Toms River. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The right lane. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 441 on 1010 Wins.
Traffic sponsored by LandRoverManhattan.com. Wins News Time 432. Now your official 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast sponsored by KiaOffers.com. With a live report here is meteorologist Dave Bowers.
Well, we are certainly looking at some beautiful weather here for the weekend. Tonight, it's going to be mostly clear, comfortable. 62 in Midtown, but easily into the 50s in the suburbs. And then for tomorrow, just cranking up the heat. We'll get into the middle 80s with lots of sunshine, but still low humidity. Upper 70s for round 3 of the U.S. Open. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low about 69. Now, on Father's Day, it's going to be quite warm, sunshine, a few clouds getting into the upper 80s, even a bit more humid by the day. Just quite hot and humid. As a matter of fact, we're chasing records on Monday. Calling for a record-tying 95 in Midtown under a partly sunny sky. And then Tuesday, upper 80s with some sunshine and a spotty shower or thunderstorm. 74 degrees, partly sunny in Central Parkway, down to 62 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Dave Bowers on New York's weather station, 10 winds.
The temperature now 85 degrees in Newark. It's 70 in Bronxville, 70 at the Acme in Mohegan Lake. Sponsored by Acme. Savings all summer. Wednesday news time 4:33.
I want science classes with 20 people, not 300.
I want teachers who know my name.
I need someone to help me navigate through my college years.
With 7 locations, a variety of majors, and instructors who care, Turo are the individual attention you deserve. Call 877-962-7331. That's 877-962-7331. Dice college with a personal touch.
Searching for an exceptional Father's Day gift? Get to Jaguar Manhattan for our Father's Day event going on now, where you can experience our reconfirmed commitment to luxury car that's just as exceptional as the vehicles we offer. Like the new 2018 Jaguar F-Pace Premium 25T, just $429 a month for 39 months. Give the gift extraordinary car buying during our Father's Day event. New ownership, new mindset. Visit JaguarManhattan.com. Just line 5414. Call 877-383-3096 for details.
Wednesday's time 4:34. President Trump was asked about his embattled EPA administrator Scott Pruitt, who is facing multiple investigations.
I'm looking at Scott, and Scott's done a fantastic job at EPA, but we'll make. I'm not happy about certain things.
Mr. Trump made his comments to reporters at the White House today. Federal probes are looking into Pruitt's first-class travel and trips overseas, his security detail, housing situation in Washington, and charges by aides, but they've been tasked with doing personal chores. Wednesday's time 4:35. The roller coaster that derailed on the Daytona Beach boardwalk last night came under scrutiny from inspectors a month ago. The Associated Press says state inspection reports found excessive corrosion, a damaged seat, and a crack in the track. Officials today said the Sandblaster coaster passed inspection just hours before the incident. 2 riders fell 34 feet to the ground last night. A total of 9 patients were taken to a hospital. The front car of the coaster was left dangling from the tracks. This woman witnessed the derailment.
I just saw it fall off, but I thought it was just part of the ride, like just going upside down because they were kind of far away. And then we heard like a big bang and people screaming like they were hurt.
An investigation is underway into just what went wrong. West News Time 4:36. Harvard University.
This is no interstate. This is the Taconic State Parkway in New York. Northern Westchester County.
From the admissions office. Harvard hit back, blasting the founder of the group, Edward Blum, a conservative activist who has brought a number of lawsuits challenging affirmative action of painting what it calls a dangerously inaccurate picture of the process. Harvard wants the suit thrown out. The ashes of
We like our
Stephen
parkways
Hawking
up this
have
way.
been interred between the graves of Charles Darwin and Sir Isaac Newton at Westminster Abbey. Correspondent Tom Rivers is in London.
Inspiration and his voice was known around the world.
I think the human race has moved doesn't go into space.
More than 1,000 friends and family attended the memorial.
The services, why is South Africa? All of those outfits that they've done. Liberties make the most of it.
The purpose, a celebration of the life of a man, a famous scientist who died this spring at the age of 76.
Wednesday time 4:37. Oprah signs a deal with Apple. 10 Wins Entertainment event.
You are a hero. You may not fight killer robots, but a shabby toddler can be a formidable foe. You don't need super strength or laser shooting eyes. You have a Chrysler Pacifica. It's best-in-class Internet theater can defeat any temper tantrum. What do you see out there, Tom?
All right, well, we see still a lot of volume on the in New Jersey, on the northbound side of the New Jersey Turnpike, right around the area of interchange 8A, that is in the truck lanes in Jamesburg. We had a collision there. That involved an overturned vehicle. We still have a last check, though, right in center lanes, still blocked at that spot. You go farther up the line, lots of volume up toward interchange 14. on side of the western spur up at around 15E. We had a collision still in the process of being cleared there. That still looks very heavy. We head back on up to Fairfield County. John is checking in northbound Merritt right around exit 38 in Norwalk. We had a collision being worked on there. John, thank you for the update. That unfortunately is right in the middle of that delay, which is substantial on the Merritt Parkway from Greenwich right on up through Trumbull. I-95, same story out of Greenwich right on up through Bridgeport. We've had delays through Queens on the LIE in the Grand Central, LIE, Northern, Southern State Parkways delays right out through the area of 110, and it is all volume there. And then also note in Suffolk County on the westbound side of the LIE at Ocean Avenue, exit 59, watch for a crash there. Southern State, westbound America Avenue, watch for a stall. Eintown and Kaminsky in the WCBS Traffic Center.
And the forecast from Craig Allen, our weather center for tonight, clearing skies, overnight low around 60, a little cooler in the suburbs. Then for the weekend, sunny and warmer tomorrow, high 80 to 85. For Sunday, Father's Day, sunny to partly cloudy, quite warm with a high in the mid to upper 80s. And Monday, may start with a shower in spots, otherwise mostly sunny, hot and humid, high approaching 95 on Monday. Heat index readings could push 100. Right now, though, it's a very comfortable 74 degrees in New York. The final steel girder on the new Governor Mario M. Cuomo Bridge has been set in place. It completes major steel work on the 5-year construction project. Some call it the new Tappan Zee Bridge. The last girder is on the eastbound span. Today would have been Mario Cuomo's 86th birthday. He died in 2015. Just ahead of a weekend of gay pride events in Portland, Oregon, that city has honored the late gay rights leader Harvey Milk, a major downtown street.
Spectrum.com/200 today. Restrictions apply. Call for details. The station you know, the people you trust. 1010 Wins.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. 74 degrees at 4:40 on this Friday, the 15th of June. I'm Lori Netton, and here's what's happening. Well, a federal judge orders President Trump's former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, to prison. Rudy Giuliani is talking pardon. A new DOT report says there's been a decline in subway and bus ridership and an increase of cars in Midtown thanks in part to 4 higher vehicles. 3 Suffolk County cops helped deliver a baby at a Farmingville home. A Medford, Massachusetts man posts flyers saying his mother's going to kill him if someone doesn't return the brass bed mistakenly left on the curb. 1010 Wins AccuWeather says it'll be clear and comfortable tonight, sunny and warmer this weekend. Ahead of some possible record-breaking heat on Monday.
This is John Micko, an update on round 2 of the U.S. Open on the way. Yanks and Rays at the stadium. Mets have dropped 11 of 12 as they continue in Arizona, and it's day 2 of World Cup soccer.
I'm Lumber's Larry Coffey. It was a down day for the stock market. The Dow falling 84 points. The Nasdaq lost 14.
It's news time 441. Time for traffic and transit on the ones here is Greg Rice.
All the places you'll go slowly in New Jersey. This report sponsored by Credit Karma. Will start on the Newark Bay Extension, the westbound side of Kroll, from just out of the Holland all the way across the Newark Bay Bridge because of a wreck knocking out the left lane. And then the fun begins. The northbound New Jersey Turnpike's a mess from before the Newark Bay Extension up towards the eastern spur in 15E. That's where they wreck. A couple of lanes are knocked out of service. Southbound eastern and western spurs are both crawling from the Vince Lombardi service area on down. And then once you get to the truck lanes, those are slow southbound towards the Gospels because of an earlier wreck. So when you can get to the southbound car lanes, you should. Garden State Parkway, if you're thinking about that instead, so is everyone else. You're loaded through Paramus, again from Glen Ridge all the way down through Kenilworth and into Island. Northbound jammed all the way to exit 145, 287, southbound of Crawl from Route 22 all the way to the Parkway. Northbound side is slow from Morris Township right on up to Parsippany. 80 westbound crawls to the Parkway, again from right off of 280 out to Roxbury Township. Bridges and tunnels, here's what you need to know. Inbound George is fine. None of the outbound approaches are. About an hour overall at the Lincoln Holland, 30 to 45 minutes an hour out. Whitestone loaded either way, so is the RFK. Eastbound side of the Frogs Neck Tuck, so is the inbound Midtown Tunnel. Outbound Brooklyn Bridge, the wreck is gone. The brake lights are not. And now this message. Get your truly free credit score and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma. Download the Credit Karma app today. Credit Karma, get knowing. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 4:51 on 1010 Wins.
It's news time 442. President Trump's former campaign chairman has been sent to prison. And while the president tweets about it, his attorney...
6-year-old.
Look,
not going to give you all the graphic details, but let me tell you, not good, not pretty. I understand. I don't know what's about it.
That's very disturbing.
It's insane. I mean, just, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to read all the details, but you can use your imagination. Yes.
You were talking about the quarterbacks earlier.
Yeah, you know what, and I know I'm in the minority here, and I've even expressed this to the organization when I've talked to them, and, you know, they didn't give me what their thoughts were, obviously, until they go, as far as they have, you know, haven't even gone to training camp yet. But I'm a proponent of playing them right from the start if they can protect them. I mean, that's my feeling. It's his team. It's already his team. He's the guy. There's no issues. He's the guy. We all know it. It's just a matter of time now. But, you know, everyone's raving now about, which does not surprise me one bit. I'm for playing him right from the start. I think it's the way to go. I think he's that type of kid. I think he can handle it. I think he wants it. I hope they do that. I really do.
Well, you know, Mikey, the gym rat, if he earns it and he deserves it, I'm all for it, too. The only two problems I would have with
as long as they can protect him, though, that's the first thing. If they can't protect him, I don't want to do it. Then he has to sit. You know, and he can't get beat up.
Right, that's the biggest thing. But the other two is, first of all, the schedule. You know, right off the bat, they played 2 games in 11 days, 2 on the road, the Monday night Then the team in the third game, you know, sandwiched between them, Miami home opener. Then they go down to Jacksonville to play probably the best defense in the league. So that's number one. And number two is, you know, Bose has final say over the roster, and he still wants to win games. And if you know, if Donald is, okay, you come out of camp and you know he's the guy and you know you're going to go to him at some point, but he hasn't clearly blown the other two away. And McCown or Greenwood will still give you a better shot to get out of the gate to win some games before you turn it over.
I'm gone from that. This is no longer an issue. This is his team. The future is him. If Bowles doesn't realize that, then they need another coach. The idea is, listen, the only reason I don't play him, forget whether you win 4, 6, 7, 8 this year. The idea is to get him started as quickly as possible and let him take over the franchise. He is the future of this franchise. There's no question. I don't think there's anybody in that franchise that even disputes that in iota now. This doesn't surprise me even a little. I expected to hear this about him. And to me, I am, as long as I know they can protect him, I'm for playing him right from the start. He's a kid who is going to get better with experience. He's a kid who likes to play. He wants to play. Football's his life. He can handle, the playbook's not an issue. I mean, everyone's talked about how smart he is as far as understanding the sport and the roles and everything else. It's what he loves to do. I just think, you know, what Namath said I agree with is that Sam has to win over the team. That's already almost been done. I mean, this is the Sam Darnold era has begun.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not fighting it. I'm all for it. I just want to make sure the kid's ready. That's all I need.
He's ready if they can protect him. Listen, he's going to make mistakes. Let him make those on the field. Whenever he plays, whatever year he plays, he's going to make mistakes. Because you can never simulate the game completely. I mean, you can try, you can put him in the room, you can do everything you want. You can't completely simulate the game for him. Let him go out, and this is a field quarterback. This is a guy who's at his best, just like a Ben Roethlisberger when the play breaks down. That's what he is. He's better on the move than he is in the pocket. He's better when he feels pressure. He's a guy who will have nothing and then will make the play work. That's who he is. That stuff is stuff that's instinctive. He's an instinctive player. That's what he is. He's not one of these guys who the ball's never going to hit the ground. He's not one of these guys.
It's become a little bit tit for tat. I mean, to your point about Sony, there was a belief, it was far before the modern day, that you could maybe sell more products or more hardware by also operating these entertainment companies. And this is also back in there where there were more conglomerates that just operated a lot of businesses in different categories. Now we see a pretty much every major tech company showing some degree of interest in entertainment and in Hollywood, believing both that it will help them sell ads in some cases, or that it will help them sell devices or services. You know, Amazon uses entertainment to get people to sign up for Amazon Prime, get free shipping, people who sign up for Prime, and to buy more things from Amazon. Apple has long used music to sell us different devices, whether it's the iPod or the iPhone, and so is Google and Facebook play in entertainment because it helps them sell more ads and just occupy more of our time.
Very interesting. Nothing is done by accident, is it?
Not anymore.
I don't think so. Lucas Shaw at Bloomberg, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
448 at WCBS. Weather together on the 8th, Tom Kaminsky.
Let me go back over to Suffolk County, LIE westbound Ocean Avenue, exit 59. We did have a collision still being worked on there. That now appears to be clear, but a lot of stop and go volume on the eastbound side of the LIE and northern and southern state parkways right through Queens into Nassau, into Suffolk County, and then looking a little bit farther out to the east on the LIE. It still looks heavy getting out towards Sags Coast Parkway 111. More delays right out through that area. Vets Highway at Ocean Avenue. And that collision actually still does look to be, it still looks very heavy in through that area. Westbound side of Sunrise Highway, right around Oakdale Bohemia Road, looks like we had a collision being worked on there. Out to the east end, the usual volume building up pretty quickly now on the east end on Sunrise Highway. Now we've had delays. Lincoln and Holland outbound side still at least 45 minutes. Inbound side about a half hour at the Lincoln inbound Holland at 20. I'm Tom Kaminsky in the WCBS Traffic Center.
Sponsored by Optimum Business. Optimum Business has the high-speed internet, phone, and managed services that your small business needs, along with reliable support for your peace of mind. Business tools built for you by Optimum Business. 5-day forecast now. Craig Allen, it's going to get hot during your 5-day.
It will. As we get on into the weekend, the warm-up begins. Right now, we are still stuck with some cloudiness, especially from the city east across the island, as well as parts of Connecticut. It is drifting away. It will become clear overnight with lows 60 to 65, 50s in the suburbs. Then tomorrow, mainly sunny and warmer too because of it. High 80 to 85. Tomorrow night will be clear, 65 to 70. It's not as cool as tonight. And Sunday, sunny to partly cloudy, quite warm. Highs in the mid and upper 80s. The humidity is still in check on Sunday. Can't say the same for Monday. It may start with a brief shower, otherwise mostly sunny, hot, and a humid day. Highs 90 to 95. Tuesday, partly cloudy. Still very warm and humid with a chance of a thunderstorm. Tuesday's high 85 to 90 degrees. Right now in the city, we are at just 74. A comfortably mild afternoon, I guess you could say. Humidity 46%. I'm Craig Allen in the WCBS Weather Center.
All right, thanks, Craig. It's 4:51. New York City is getting a Playboy Club this September. Timeout reports details are still vague, but the club will not be in a mansion, and there apparently will not be any outdoor pool parties. The original Playboy Club on 59th Street shut down in the 1980s. The new one will be in Hell's Kitchen on 42nd Street and 10th Avenue. Parts of it, we're told, will be open only to use data tracking devices on Sunday to help commuters find the fastest and safest way to travel between Manhattan and North Brooklyn after the L train shuts down for repairs. Around 20 volunteers will be fitted with the tracking devices. The project is being conducted by the Van Allen Institute. Now at 4:52.
Fact Check. This is Dave Ross on the CBS News Radio Network, presented by Capital One. The mainstream media is always fact-checking the president and is again beating him up over his policy of temporarily separating refugees from their children at the southern border. Fact check that demanded correction before not believing it. We've all heard the poem, right? Mother of Exiles, from her beacon hand flows worldwide welcome. It stirred hearts in 1883, but to an unsentimental fact checker in 2018, pants on fire. Give me your tired, you're poor. No. Give me your fired-up entrepreneurs, might be true, but you're tired, you're poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free? Not even close. And we should realize this is nothing new. FDR, who I don't think anybody would classify as a conservative, turned away a ship carrying German Jews fleeing extermination. Why? Because a German spy, a single German spy, was caught masquerading as a refugee. My Italian grandmother used to take me to this statue as a kid, took me even when she was too old to make it all the way to the top. But then you grow up, and you learn that poetry isn't policy. Not in my grandmother's America, and not now. Dave Ross on the CBS News Radio Network. Capital One. Use Card Lock to instantly lock your Capital One credit card. What's in your wallet? Offered by Capital One Bank USA, N.A. Copyright 2018.
This is Stu Leonard, and I'm with our ranchers in Kansas, and hands down our favorite steak for Father's Day is our huge bone-in ribeye tomahawk. You'll only find these in New York City's top steakhouses, but Stu Leonard's has them for only $9.99 a pound. Go to StuLeonards.com. I'll show you how to grill the biggest steak you've ever seen. And arriving daily from the Gulf of Maine, live hard-shell lobsters just $6.99 a pound. Visit Stu Leonard's in Farmingdale and East Meadow, Long Island.
As parents, our lives are busy, and sometimes it's just easier to eat out. That's why the American Heart Association is asking restaurants to make healthy choices the norm on kids' menus. Text kids' meals to 46839 to join.
The New Jersey Speakers Series. Dickinson University has lined up 7 unscripted evenings next season at MJ Pack. Don't miss The Tonight Show's Jay Leno, Jeb Bush, Gloria Steinem, and former FBI Director James Comey. Sponsored by WCBS News Radio 880. Get tickets now at njspeakerseries.org.
This is Jeff Moore, beginning right here on the CBS Evening News, weeknights at 6:30, and now on the CBS Top of the Hour newscast at 5 p.m. Part of what makes WCBS 880 the radio home for...
Former campaign chairman Paul Manafort
And Steve, stocks fell on the final day of a week that included a U.S.-North Korea summit, a major central bank meeting, and escalating trade tensions between Washington and Beijing. Those trade fears hit the market hard today in heavy trading on a quadruple witching Friday, a quarterly event when futures and options contracts on indices and individual stocks expire. The S&P down for a 5th day in a row. It lost 3 points at 2779. The Dow down 276 points early in the session, finished with a loss of 84, about 1/3% at 25,090, and the Nasdaq dropped 14 points at 7746. Some of President Trump's closest confidants are urging him to pardon Michael Milken. The 1980s junk bond king reportedly has tried for decades to reverse his securities fraud conviction. The idea of a Milken pardon reportedly is being pushed by Anthony Scaramucci, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, and even Rudy Giuliani, whose prosecution of Milken landed him in prison. I'm John Metaxas for Bloomberg and WCBS News Radio 880.
Phil Sims and Boomer Esiason know the importance of standing apart from the competition, so Investors Bank asked them to talk business banking in their terms.
When Don and I were both tall, blonde New York quarterbacks, it was sometimes difficult to tell us apart. Luckily, I've aged a little more gracefully than you, Boomer. Yeah, okay.
No two businesses are alike. That's why for over 90 years, Investors Bank has focused on building strong relationships and customized solutions to help businesses succeed. If you're not doing business with Investors Bank, you should be. Investors Bank, banking in your best interest. Member FDIC equal housing lender.
At Memorial Sloan Kettering, we're the #1 cancer care center in the Northeast. One priority, cancer care. It's why we're constantly working to discover new breakthroughs, to make surgeries even less invasive, to make treatments even more effective, and to improve cancer care for everyone who needs it. Because at MSK, we believe that we have the power to one day make cancer powerless. More science, less fear. Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center.
Your health. Introducing Quip, spelled Q-U-I-P, the new electric toothbrush that helps you fix the brushing habits that most people get wrong. Quip does this with a lightweight and sleek design, simple timed vibrations, and guiding pulse. You a perfect 2-minute clean. Bulkier electric brushes have awkward charging stands and cost 5 times as much. Quip starts at just $25, and you can get brush head refills automatically delivered on a dentist-recommended 3-month schedule for only $5, and shipping's free. Quip has been featured in GQ, Oprah's O List, and Time Magazine named it one of the best inventions of the year. Go to getquip.com/Chris right now and get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/Chris. Spelled GETQUIP.com/Chris.
Blue Ridge Lumber has served contractor and homeowners' needs for over 58 years. With 5 convenient locations throughout northern New Jersey, you'll find helpful home improvement experts experts as well as great products like Anderson 400 Series windows. Anderson, built fast in service like no other window. Blue Ridge Lumber is your source for all your window, door, decking, kitchen, and bath needs. Stop by their newest location in Fairlawn. Visit BlueRidgeLumber.com for more information and services. That's BlueRidgeLumber.com.
Have hip or knee pain? Reclaim your life with Heartspan Center Hip and Knee Replacement. Providing services at Holy Land Medical Center in Call 201-291-4040 or visit HeartspanCenter.com. That's HARTZBANDcenter.com.
Confession came on me. This kind of bit of a reality TV thing. I'm a total sucker for watching wealthy adults act like spoiled children, wilderness survival challenges, crazy cookie competitions, or any show where someone says, I'm not here to make friends. Never gets old. And since I got my wireless plan from AT&T, I get 60 of my favorite channels of live TV for a year on them, which means I can totally vote off that old cable bill of mine, like for real. So if you're like me and you like watching people flip houses, cook up a storm, sing their hearts out, and make some very questionable relationship choices in front of millions of people, you just gotta get AT&T.
Get more from your wireless plan. Buy wireless from AT&T and get live TV on us. Or for your thing. That's our thing. Limited time New York Metro offer. Requires a new line on an eligible plan.
24 degrees in New York on Friday, June 15. Good afternoon. I'm Steve Scott. And I'm Michael Wallace. CBS News covers the world. Next, more Just the Headlines.
This is WCBS News Radio 880.
It's 5 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour with Jeff Glor, presented by TheraWorks Relief.
Good Friday afternoon. Mrs. Manafort, are you going to visit Paul in prison? Are you going to visit Paul in prison? A federal judge in Washington has ordered former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort to jail over charges he tampered with witnesses for his upcoming trial. CBS News Washington correspondent Paula Reed says this is all about special counsel Robert Mueller applying pressure on Manafort to get him to cooperate with investigators.
They're charging him in two separate districts with dozens of counts. They have flipped his co-defendant into jail for violating the terms of his bail. He allegedly tried to tamper with some witnesses in his case. So now, special counsel got exactly what it wanted, which is Paul Manafort in a cell somewhere with time to think about whether or not he really wants to fight through two trials with special counsel or whether he wants to cooperate and tell them what he knows about what happened during the campaign.
President Trump tweeted, wow, what a tough sentence for Paul Manafort. What about Comey and crooked Hillary and all of the others? Very unfair. Republican efforts to push immigration legislation through the House hit a snag when President Trump said he won't sign a, quote, moderate package. CBS's Mola Langhi.
House Republicans have pushed back a vote on a compromise plan that Speaker Paul Ryan called a good bill because the president threatened to veto. President Trump laid out what he's looking for in a tweet Friday, saying any immigration bill must have full funding for the wall, end catch and release, visa lottery and chain, and go to merit-based immigration.
Nearly 2,000 children have been separated now from their families at the U.S. border over a 6-week period during a crackdown on illegal entries. That 2,000 numbers, according to the Department of Homeland Security figures obtained Friday by the Associated Press. The Trump administration announced the U.S. will impose a 25% tariff on $50 billion worth of goods from China. The Chinese wasted little time retaliating against the U.S. with their own tariffs. Trade expert Daniel Griswold is with the Mercatus Center at George Mason University.
This is the worst nightmare in our trade with China. This is a full-blown trade war.
He says this will result in higher prices for consumers and no winners. One sheriff's deputy has died. Another is in critical condition after a shooting near the county courthouse in Kansas. Say a male and a female deputy were shot as they transported a prisoner from the jail to the courthouse. A sheriff's department spokeswoman said the deputies may have been shot with their own weapons. Kellogg's is issuing a voluntary recall of an estimated 1.3 million cases of Honey Smack cereal because of potential salmonella poisoning. The Centers for Disease Control says 73 people have been infected. This is CBS News.
To prevent and relieve muscle cramps in your legs and feet, use TheraWorks Relief. Get TheraWorks Relief today at select Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid pharmacies or TheraWorksRelief.com.
More news, more often. This is WCBS News Radio 880.
More clouds than sun now in lower Manhattan. 74 degrees, down to about 60 for an overnight low. Sunny and warmer tomorrow with a high of 85. 5:03 at WCBS. New York City is ready to take a fresh look at limiting the number of for-hire vehicles like Uber and Lyft on its roads because Midtown congestion is just getting worse and worse. Our Steve Burns has the latest on a new DOT report.
One peculiar part of the city's annual mobility report, the number of cars entering Manhattan south of 60th Street went down from 2015 to 2016, but congestion in Midtown still got worse. Department of Transportation Commissioner says that's mainly thanks to the Ubers and Lyfts.
They come into Manhattan, and then I think a lot of them stay in the Midtown area, obviously where the density is, and it makes sense to pick up rides.
She says the mayor's ready to try again on an effort to put a cap on their numbers. That effort went down 4 years ago after some serious lobbying from Uber. Below ground, fewer people are riding the subway, and at the same time, car registrations are sharply up.
I think the trends we're seeing tell us how much we still need to keep innovating and experimenting to keep the city moving.
In Lower Manhattan, Steve Burns, WCBS News Radio 880.
New Jersey may be staring at its second government shutdown in as many years. NJ.com says today's budget meeting between Governor Murphy and the leaders of the state Senate and Assembly ended in what one source calls a total breakdown. After the meeting, Senate President Steve Sweeney said his budget proposal will not include Murphy's millionaire's tax or sales tax increase. In a statement, Murphy says New Jersey did not elect him to continue the same failed policies of the past. He says he wants to fix what's broken and make sure everyone pays their fair share. The budget is due June 30th. There was a ceremony in the Bronx today to rename a street after Yadi Arroyo, the FDNY. Play of all your New York sports teams, all breaking news from CNN, MSNBC, and Fox. Over 150 stations of commercial-free music. All your
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on up ahead, but it is not that unusual for traffic to back up from the Fishkill area on out westward to the Hudson River. So I'm not sure if this is all volume what we're driving through or if there's a crash up ahead. That's possible too. Oh yeah, that's volume up ahead. It's about 5 or 6 miles still to the bridge, but I think that's all just heavy traffic.
Very busy Father's Day weekend. A happy Father's Day to everybody. We're watching golf right now. Mons, give me an update when you can on the cut line. I see Phil is +7 as he plays 13. Give me an idea what's going on as far as where the cut line is. We're updating that. It was just 8 a minute ago. That would put Phil under the line as we speak right now. The last I heard was 8. It's gone back and forth. It was 9, then it was 7, now it's 8. Was the last we heard about a half hour ago. It is 60 players plus ties. Dustin Johnson's 4 under, Poulter's 1 under, Rose is even, Hoffman, Piercy, Fleetwood are 1 over.
You can take it from there, and then you're trying to make the cut. The cut line was a couple of minutes
Hey, paying attention is optional around here. By the way, welcome to the village of Fishkill. Yeah, you missed it. The snow melted about a week ago. We had one last snowstorm a few days ago. In all seriousness, it's pretty good. Like from the end of May through like middle of September. Yeah, I've never had my phone actually focus on the dashboard before. I don't know why I decided to start doing that now. Though fortunately I'm just sitting at a red light so I can mess around with it. We've passed the 1 hour mark of this stream. It's 5:13 p.m. in the east. Good to have you with us. We're now in the village of Fishkill, New York. And if I'm able to, I'm going to try to do a quick drive around the village here to wrap this stream up. If you're just joining us, we drove northbound on the Taconic State Parkway about 35 miles or so, then turned west onto Interstate 84. Drove that for about 6 miles or so. Hit some heavy traffic as we approached exit 13 for US 9. Turned north onto US 9, which is where we're at right now, and this is the intersection with State Highway 52. Let's see if going this way is any better. Village Library is on the right. We just passed that. Now we're on Main Street, which is Route 52. It's pretty much bumper to bumper in both directions on a daily basis going through here. As we make this turn, this is the center of the village. You got the village hall on the left right here. A lot of these buildings that we're gonna pass through here in this block have been around for at least a century, including the bar on the left, the White House, that's been around since the 1800s. The old Dutch church that we just passed on the left has been around since the 1700s. Fishkill was very briefly, for like a couple of months or something like that, it was the state capital of New York. This was during the Revolution. Originally, the capital of New York was New York City, and then because of the British invasion of the city during the Revolution, the capital gradually got moved further and further north. It made a brief stop in Fishkill on its way up to Kingston, which is where it stayed for a time, and then it ended up ultimately in Albany, which is where it remains today. It's said that the Continental Congress of New York, or the state government of New York, met on one occasion in that building, in the church that's now just behind us. Here's US 9 again. Now we're on the east side of the village. Another old church dating back to the 1700s on the right. I think that's gonna do it for today. So, hope you guys enjoyed this trip. You can obviously tell that it's rush hour on a Friday with all the heavy traffic everywhere. But glad you guys got to hang out. And I'll see you again on the next live stream, which might be as early as Sunday morning. Oh, and make sure that you guys check out what's going on the channel this week. It's Interstate 69 in Houston. So there's a lot of cool stuff. So if you have some time, check that out. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap the stream up. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again next time. Have a good one.